You hear a lot of people coping about luck, right? They're like, oh, Elon Musk was just lucky, yada, yada, yada. Ooh, Bill Gates, he was born at the right time. That's true. But a lot of people who are coping about luck, it's just a cope, right? In the reality, you hear a lot of people coping about luck. They complain that either they're not lucky or they complain that other people who are successful owe all of their success to luck. Now, the reality is somewhere in between. There is such thing as random luck. Maybe you were born at the right time, in the right place, to the right parents. You just had a whole lot of opportunities handed to you, or things just kind of worked out your way. You bet on the market at the right time, and it moved the way that helped you. That happens. There is such thing as randomness, but that's not the entire picture. There are three other types of luck that are within your control. You can engineer these. You can build systems so that you gain an advantage over other people, so that you become the person who sees opportunities or even has opportunities come to them. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So if you don't know, my name is Nick. I am an author and I have the blog No BS Mental Models, where I discuss how to be more charismatic and successful in your everyday life. I want to help men build personal power so they can gain freedom and live the life they desire. So if that interests you, please subscribe and let's get into this video. So there's four types of luck. The first type is exactly that. It's just random. It's right time, right place, that sort of thing. Now, you can't organize your life around this, but you can put yourself in high traffic areas. You can move from your small podunk town where there's no opportunities, and you can move to a big city where things are happening, right? And this is why successful people congregate in certain areas. You do have places like Miami, or you have online communities. It's because to be successful, you need to be around opportunities. You need to be around other people who are making things happen. So I would really encourage you to, if you are from Madison, Wisconsin or wherever, to move somewhere where people are a little bit more ambitious, where things are actually happening. And that way, you might not, that's not going to improve your life. That's not going to be the single determining factor, but you're going to run into more opportunities, more chance encounters that can bring you success in the future. So again, this is just random. It's like rolling the dice, but you need to be in the right casino, right? You need to keep on rolling the dice. The second type of luck, and this is where we actually start to engineer success, engineer luck, is luck from action. It's shooting a lot of shots, right? Because the math is on your side. If you never take a shot, it's never going to go in. If you take one shot, it's probably not going to go in. But if you take 100 shots, some of them are going to go in. It's just simple math. So this is luck created by motion. Think of luck as like a collision, right? You have people, skills, opportunities. Now, if all of these are static, they never run into each other. You never get lucky. But if you are moving really fast, if you are taking lots of shots, and if you are building skills, you are bound to run into other people who are looking for these skills, who are looking for someone like you. So, luck from action. Take a lot of shots. But the problem with this is it's not infinitely scalable, right? You only have so much time, so much energy. You can only focus on so many things at once. You can't take infinity shots, unfortunately. You have to shoot in a certain direction, aim for a certain basket. What you can do is you can move to the next form of luck, and that is luck from insight. It's whenever you've taken so much action that your perception begins to become sharper, right? If you're a creator, right, and you've spent years and years and years making videos in a much more dedicated fashion than I do, then you will start to notice patterns. You'll be like, well, whenever I open a video this way, it tends to perform better. And whenever I use these sorts of storytelling methods, people stay more engaged. Whenever I have this type of thumbnail, my click-through rate is higher. You start to notice these things that other people don't notice. You gain an intuitive sense of them, so you don't have to spend hours thinking about it, right? You just kind of think about it for a second, and you're like, this seems a little bit better than that. Let's go with it. And oftentimes, rather than not, it tends to work out for you. So luck from insight, this is whenever you've taken so much action that you've subconsciously prepared, right? You are able to recognize the opportunities that other people don't see. Now, some people, everybody sees the same thing, but we have different perception, right? So what one person sees as something that's too risky or too boring, too difficult, things like that. Somebody with the correct perception will see, hey, that's a golden opportunity. We'll say, that's exactly the opportunity that I'm looking for. That's the thing that's going to make me hyper successful, especially since most people don't see it as an opportunity. And you'll see this a lot with any skill-based endeavor, right? Somebody who's played 10,000 hours of chess, they're going to wipe the floor with somebody who's played 100 hours of chess. Somebody who has spent years and years of their life dedicated to social mastery and charisma is going to be able to, within their realm of experience, really take a situation and make something out of it where somebody else would be intimidated, not know what to do, that sort of thing. So I would really encourage you to take the shots. As you're taking the shots, reflect, right? Figure out what's working, what's not. Eventually you'll notice, like, if you take the shot and you let the ball roll back off your fingers just a little bit, then it tends to go in more. This is the luck of perception. Or you notice that, like, when your opponent is positioned here, and if you take the shot, sometimes it doesn't go in as much as if you were waited till the opponent took one step further, right? You just notice things that other people don't. This is luck from insight, luck from perception. Now, that's level 3. If you can get to that level, you're already a professional, right? You're already ahead of 95% of other people in your realm. But there's one additional level. But there's still one additional level. Now, this is the height of any sort of profession, any sort of occupation. This is when luck starts to come to you. It's when opportunity finds you rather than you finding the opportunities. And you only get to this level whenever you've become recognized by other people as the best. This is luck based on identity. It's based on who you are. Think of somebody like Rick Rubin, right? He's a music mogul, producer. People seek him out to produce his albums because he has a proven track record of helping people create hits. And it's spans different genres, spans decades. He has spent years and years and years doing this. Or somebody like DJ Green Lantern, right? Somebody who has like a lot of cred in his field. Few people reach this level. Somebody like Elon Musk, right? If you want highly technical systems to be developed out of nothing, then you want somebody like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. They just simply have the vision to do this. And people recognize that, so they go to them with their problems, right? You wouldn't go to like the nobody tech guy off of Reddit to solve a highly technical problem. They might give you some good advice, but you're not gonna bet on them, so to speak, especially if you can find somebody like an Elon Musk. So this luck from identity, it's when people bring you the opportunities. You no longer have to go out and search for opportunities yourself because you've become recognized as that person in your field. Again, this is very difficult to reach because you have to become known as the best. So how do you do this? Well, you go through the previous levels, right? You take the action, you get the insight, and then you start to turn down opportunities, right? Because you can't do everything. Once you have the insight, you have to realize when something is not a good bet. And if you're betting on everything, if you're saying yes to everything, then you're going to be losing a lot. That's just how it is. So you need to recognize when things aren't worth your time and you need to turn them down. By doing that, you also become more valuable. You become more sought after because people recognize that you're not just going to work with anybody. You only work with the best yourself. So, taking all of this and putting it all together, if you are stuck in your life, if you feel like nothing is going your way, here is what you can do. First, If you have 0 opportunities, it's because you're stagnant. You need to get moving. You need to put yourself in high traffic areas. You need to increase your motion. You need to gain skills. You need to meet people. You need to just generally increase your activity level. Nobody has gotten lucky while sitting at home watching Netflix. There's no such thing as getting lucky while you're in your mom's basement. Leave your house more. Right? That's probably the best advice you can get as a young man if you're in your teens, in your 20s, is put down the game console and leave the house. I mean, I'm a pretty judgmental person, quite honestly. And whenever I hear a grown man talk about playing video games, I feel kind of disgusted. And more than that, I feel a little bit of pity because I know that person is wasting away, not developing skills, and just kind of entertaining themselves. It feels to me a little bit like chronic masturbation, right? There's very little difference to me from somebody who like sits there and goes like this 8 hours a day, or 5 hours a day, 2 hours a day, whatever, and somebody who just touches themselves constantly, right? It's really just wasting your mental energy on things that will get you nowhere while opportunities are out there. Totally, I just cannot fathom how you would be that person, and that is exactly the sort of person that I don't want around me. So, no opportunities, take action. Put down the video games, leave the house, go find what's outside. Now, if you're running into dead ends, you're taking action, but it's just not resulting in anything, then you need to be learning more. You need to be reflecting a little bit more on the actions you are taking. Reflect and build the insight, like what works, what doesn't. Be very mindful of this. Take the action, but then pause and be like, okay, I did this was the result, and then I did this, and then the result was a little bit better. Maybe I should do that second thing just a little bit more. And then iterate, continue that cycle. Very simple. I talk about this all the time. Iteration is probably the most important thing you can do outside of just going outside. So, if you are running into dead ends, you need to reflect more, you need to be learning better. Now, if the offers don't fit, like if you're getting these offers and people are bringing you these things, or if you're seeing opportunities but it's just not for you, then you need to position yourself better. Your position is unclear, what you're wanting is unclear, what your value is, the value you bring is unclear, your skills are expressed in a way that nobody knows who you're helping, or nobody is sure how you can help them. So you need to be very specific, you need to build in public, and you need to really develop the reputation as somebody who has discernment rather than somebody who says yes all the time. Be exclusionary, right? Some people aren't for you. You're not for some people. That's okay. And moreover, whenever you accept that, you become more valuable yourself. So, out of all that, the other thing you have to know is that you cannot skip the level, right? You might think that you're Mr. Insightful, but if you haven't even taken the action, then you're not, right? You just have an opinion, and it's worthless, quite honestly. So and you see this a lot. You see guys who like try to skip the level. They want level 4 recognition, but they're not even at level 2 action yet. Or they want level 4 recognition, but they're not willing to reflect. They're not willing to gain the actual perception. So you need to take the time to go through all these levels. Put yourself in high traffic areas, take action, reflect, turn down opportunities, gain a reputation. That is how you build luck, right? You cannot do everything all at once, but you can do anything you want. So I hope this helps. Again, my name is Nick. If you want to read more about what I've written, check out No BS Mental Models, nobsphilosophy.substack. I will see you next time. Peace.